What is going on, everybody? Man, I've been super busy with the guiding, but I had a bunch of clips that weren't quite full episodes, but I did want to get rid of them, so I put them all together, and I figured we can learn some stuff from some of these cool clips anyway. Let's take a look. There's some good footage in here.
That's it. She's a gone pecan. Where's it going?
I'm Trey Ramsey. I'm from Tomball, Texas. This boat's for my wife and I. We like to shallow water fish, and Ty has set me up with the boat I've been looking for quite some time, and I appreciate it, Ty.
You're very welcome. I'm super excited for him. I'm glad it's going to somebody that can appreciate it and use it in the skinny water catching redfish. May throw some crab traps in there too. Bye, Illuminati.
That's right, the Illuminati's gone. I'm sure some of y'all knew that already. But in between, I've ordered a brand new boat, and my neighbor Chris has been helping me on some guides while I'm waiting for this thing to come in. So here I had a great couple come in, and we were just doing some long drifts on Chris's boat and just keeping our back to the wind. It was a windy day, but we made do. Wake baits did the trick, and then AM lures as the sun got higher and the topwater bite burned off. Here I'm explaining how to fight a bigger fish. You know, keeping a high rod tip, using the rod, setting the drag, letting the rod fight the fish and take drag as opposed to, you having to fight the fish so much. I love teaching this stuff. It's a lot of fun to see people smile and take it all in and just use it. This red could not resist that KVD wake bait. When it is windy and choppy, but it's still topwater time, that wake bait kind of puts his head down and his nose right into the chop and just barrels right through it. There's no walking the dog. It walks itself for you, and it goes about half an inch to 1 inch under the chop. So it's perfect, and it makes a lot of noise. It's the perfect thing for windy day topwater action. I'm re-rigging here. I'm using 17-pound mono. I think I use 15 and 17 more than anything, mono and fluorocarbon, kind of whatever's handy, unless this water is gin clear, which it does get. Then I go to fluoro. What knot do I use? I use the surgeon's loop. I lie them together and act like they're one, and then run the main line and the leader through the hole 4 times. Very simple knot. I can do it in 30-mile-an-hour wind. I can do it blindfolded. I can do it in the dark. It doesn't matter, man. This is a great on the water, in the field, leader to mainline connector. Some knots are meant for the workbench, and some knots are meant for the field. That surgeon's loop, I use in the field. Heck, I kind of use it at all times. Same with connecting my lure to my leader. Total fisherman's knot when I'm in the field. When I'm at the workbench, I might do a loop knot, something fancy to give it a pivot point, but in the field, I'm fisherman's knot all the way, clench it down and keep on rocking.
Put it in the oven.
Well, we're not sure we're going to do it in the oven or we're going to do it on the grill.
I got a new request from these nice folks. They wanted the fish gutted and scaled so they could bake the entire fish. Caribbean style. Pretty cool.
I bet. Big one. I don't know yet.
until recently, I've been using stakeout poles in the kayak. But I figured out if I just have that 3 to 5 pound dumbbell tied on, I can just throw it in and there's no pushing anything down while I'm fighting a fish. Here I am again teaching folks how to fight fish, how to utilize the rod and the drag. There's a lot to learn here if you've never done it before, and it can be kind of complicated and chaotic, especially when your adrenaline's pumping. But these folks catch on, and it's a joy to see them learn these techniques. Here I'm showing this nice young man how to not lift the weight of the fish out of the water, creating a bowed over rod. That can lead to a bad situation, especially with speckled trout or something that pops off easily. If that lure pops off, it's going to fly right back and hook you. So it's a good idea to keep the body weight of the fish in the water. A little bit more than your rod. Okay. Do like this, and it'll come right to you. Then you tuck this under your arm, and you just lift his body weight out with your hand, not with the line. This fella was so tickled to death he caught a red on artificial. He was like, "I'm not skunked, I'm not skunked." Pretty much the key is just a high rod tip. So you anticipate it hitting the water, flip the bail before it hits, and then just lift, and kind of keep it moving quick. So like, lift. But you're dragging, oh no, something's out there. It's all right, no worries. Another little redfish. Definitely on school. Don't you hate it when you're trying to help somebody with something and you keep hanging fish? Small one. That was a lot of work to find this school of fish, man. What?
Oh my God,
What is that? Is that a trout?
looks like a redfish.
Good job.
Thank you.
He followed all the way to the boat, man. That was wicked.
We don't want to tear it up.
Oh, there, thank you. Thank you.
Blow it out. Come on, man. Coffee in the morning.
Yeah, right. If somebody is less than 200, oh, I spit it right here. This is an amazing little flat skiff. It goes where super high dollar flat skiffs can go or less water. But the key is that we have to keep it under 400 pounds. So, I'm 185. So if somebody else up front is less than 200, we can do this. I can push pull you all over these flats. We can sight cast. It's amazing. Just say you want to go on the Pelican. Kind of like a kayak guide. I don't treat it like a full boat guide. It's not really listed at 30milesout.com, but just ask for it. Tie on the fly at yahoo.com or go to 30milesout.com and give us a call. We'll do it because it's an amazing sight casting adventure. And we don't have to paddle, we just drift and we just push pole. And we can see everything from this elevated position. I see a lightning whelk, conch, better known as lightning whelk. It's alive. It's alive. Cooling down. What? Same head I'm using. I might be using an 8th. That was a rage swimmer. Did you really just hook up? You sure did.
I had to work for him.
I'm telling you. We didn't find any fish until we found bait.
And then I was like, I'm going to put that fish back on. And I said, no, you know what? Give me the Z2. I'm going to do the Z2.
Oh, you did the Z2?
Yeah, because it, longer.
It also looks
Natural. Redfish. Oh, he didn't take it. Cruising over fish, man. They're not super hungry. Good cast. Headed him off at the path. He's still there. Good cast. You gotta kind of throw it. Oh, he turned on it. Turned on it. He's on it. Got us a tail working right there. Oh, of course, on the engine, of course. Jesus. Oh, right behind him. I could not find a buyer for the Prowler 15 that I had to cull out, so I gave it away for $1 on Facebook. I don't need it. I need space. I'm loaded with kayaks. Just got the Tarpon 16 and got the new boat coming right here. I don't have the space for it. I'm stacked. So hopefully they can use it. That's a good price on that kayak?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Chris got a new boat.
A new used boat.
Look where it came from too. Lowellville, Louisiana, boy. They got these all over Louisiana.
Yeah.
This is a Marsh machine.
So this is a Pro Drive motor. So it's got power tilt and everything. And this is the only ones that I know of that actually have this feature where the whole lower unit turns around. So if you really got to get out, you got full power getting out with this motor, which is cool. Thing turns right back around. So.
I forgot some stuff and broke a rod. Teresa's bringing it to me. Yeah, this thing goes wicked skinny, man. Good old Louisiana mud boat.
Backward hooks.
Not the front one. That's a good trout.
Backward hooks. That warms my heart.
Did it get on the front one?
On the double. Doubled up on the hooks on the
Oh
backward
my
hooks.
God. That figures. They're moving over. There's another school here to my side up here by the front.
Believe it or not, with the lack of rain and the high salinity, we have been seeing a lot of black-tip sharks in Copano Bay right behind the house. There's one approaching us and we're going to start throwing at it. This blacktip is right on the surface and we're putting it in his face, but he has no interest. I'm not ready for him today, but I'll be bringing a shark rod next time.
I'm always telling folks we have conch here, sort of conch, called a lightning whelk. Nobody believes me. The water's so beautiful. This one's alive. We're gonna let him go. Sometimes I find them empty. You can make soup out, conch soup out of them. Texas State Shell, lightning whelk.
On this guide day, we will run the Ancona Cayenne flat skiff, Florida style.
Fish on.
What you got? What you got?
Nice trout.
What you got?
Nice trout.
Oh, looky here. Talk to me.
Good old popping cork with the AM lures under a 16th ounce jig head. That's a deadly combination. If I'm working with folks and they have any trouble keeping the jig out of the grass, I give it about 1.5 feet, a leader, put that AM lure beneath the popping cork, pop, pop, stop. You talk about deadly and universal. There's been some big tournaments won with this technique.
Let go. Let go.
On this day, we were finding the trout in a little bit deeper water. This little lake is about 4 foot as opposed to 2 foot, and they were just stacked in here pretty thick. Maybe an 1/8 ounce jig head jigged a little bit deeper was doing the trick with the AM lure.
So I'd give you a drill, and you know what it is, okay? You could probably drill a couple holes in it. But until you handle that thing about 50 times and know what you're doing with it, it'll sing for you. And that's what it's doing, what you're doing here with us.
Yeah.
You're singing.
Get it to sing.
Because we're learning every word you're saying.
Yes, sir.
And everything, and trying to remember everything you're saying. Like even Jeremy, I learned things from him because he fishes a little more than I do.
Right.
And I'm picking up on him. I'm an old man and I'm fascinated by it.
I'm with you. Is it still pretty tough on there?
Yeah.
I might have to rethread it.
I'm gonna buy a boat next week, Jeremy.
The little one?
Yeah, it's pretty up.
It's down.
I know it's down.
That's right. There we go. Yeah, see, I'm giving it more time because it's deeper out in this cut, this channel.
Nice. Okay, we're getting.
That's a good trout.
Let's go.
He's mobile. There you go.
Oh man, he is really getting me.
Right?
Trying to.
All right.
All right. Jeremy, you're on me there.
Let me get Jeremy off of you. Swing the rod this way. Almost. We go.
You still feel him on there?
He's on there.
Every now and then we get too excited and our lines get crossed and chaos ensues, but that's okay. This fish is still on.
All right, you good? Come on. All right, fight it.
Oh man.
That's a good fish.
Oh man.
You got.
Now I got my balance. Okay. He's going around.
Now you want to turn his head. He's taking advantage of you right now. Don't high stick. Keep your.
Ah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Look. Right here. Look.
Yeah.
Lift up.
Yeah.
Take in slack when you can. Lift up.
Okay.
You need a fulcrum there.
Oh my lord. Look at the size of that puppy dog.
Yes, sir. That's a good one. He was way out there in the middle, wasn't
He just. Oh God.
Nice. Good fight, man. Good fight. That was a good one.
Thank you, my friend.
Look how pretty and
That is a dadgum beautiful rig.
That's a good fish. There's a bunch of them on this end, guys. That's like the 8th hit we've had. Yeah, I almost thought that was a trout for a second.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a keeper.
Right.
People that watch 30 Miles Out and that book guides with me are just the most fantastic folks in the U.S. I really enjoy fishing with all these people. Jeremy and his pop had a great time. We did some long drifts, and when we found the fish, we just stayed on them. This, my friends, is a frigate bird. This is an exotic seagull that dives on big menhaden, big mullets, typically offshore. When I see these guys circling and diving, big things pop off. Often see this frigate roosting here in the bay, but we're close to the Gulf. I think he goes offshore to hunt. I've seen these diving around mahi, sailfish. In Venice, Louisiana, we've seen them diving on giant pogie around bull reds and sharks. Frigate birds are found all across tropical and subtropic oceans. They spend most of the day hunting for food. They're able to soar for weeks on wind currents. That's crazy. When these guys are in town, the party is on.
Yes, ma'am. We're quite the team.
You are quite the team.
I appreciate you letting him play with me today.
He loves it. He thinks you're wonderful, so just
That's
keep
great.
catching fish or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
We'll see you. She was talking bad about you.
Yeah, well, that happens after 53 years.
53 years.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. She's got the right to, huh?
Mr. Mike had a spot he wanted to check in the Pelican between Rockport and Corpus. Way in the back down some dirt roads. I said, why not? Let's do it.
Exploring some new country today. It's gonna be an adventure. Little runt red?
Yeah.
All right. He's sitting on the, look at the blue in the tail though.
Yeah. Pretty, aren't they?
Yes, sir. Got him on that brown and black AM, that copper and black. All right, it's a start. We're on the map, sir. Beautiful blue tail.
Man, there it is, the AM lures. Man, them things stink to high heaven, but they attract fish.
Hammering the dinks. I love that black and gold.
I throw a lot of different color AM lures until I figure out just what shade they like better. Generally darker colors for darker water. We got 7 or 8 dinks in this little canal, but it's time to move to the open bay. Didn't take Mr. Mike long to get a fish on. This is a beautiful hard sand bottom. Be great for wading and fly fishing at a later date.
Well, that's awesome looking.
This was a super sandy, clear flat. Mr. Mike started throwing the grass patches though, and there was one redfish sitting right in the middle. Man, did he work for this fish. All new territory. Didn't know what we were doing, but we figured it out. And there's that darker color AM lure coming to the rescue. That's becoming one of my favorites.
What you got, Brian?
Got a skitter walk.
Full-size skitter walk.
Absolutely. Throwing that gulp.
Going out in the morning, huh?
That's right. Early morning.
I'm gonna do the same thing. Love full-size skitter walks when the wind's kicked up 15 to 20, perfect. And that mullet color, that works all day with that flash too. Bright sun, they'll still whack it.
Brian Marin and his lovely wife came all the way down from Dallas. They stayed in the Copano Cabana and they just had a casual coastal time in Rockport. They went out to eat, they paddled around Little Bay and just had a real relaxing weekend. Cheap price on the hotel. Well, that was fun. We took a bunch of cutting room floor footage and turned it into something. Hey, if you want to come fishing with me or stay at the Copano Cabana or both, just go to 30milesout.com. We'll catch y'all next time. What?